So it's 2019 and I'm here to talk about the Wii U. And just take a look at the Wii U really and see what it's all about. So as you can see, you've got the controller and it syncs with the monitor or TV, whatever you connected it to. Most games are dual screen, so it will do the same thing on both. Some are different, so you might have a different option on the screen. As you can see here, this one's giving me the options on the controller, like a placeholder screen on the TV. So we can go, if we go into the game, you can just easily load it up. Now all of a sudden you've got Mario, and as you can see, they're both identical on the controller. Like you say, it's compatible with the previous Wii, so you can put the Wii remote on there. This is the same, and this is the thing. A lot of the Nintendo Switch games are actually are ports from the Wii U. So if you're interested in like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, Splatoon, I mean they're all from the Wii U. There's no downgrading quality. The quality is it's extremely sharp. As you can see, let's do it there. It's just seamless, it really is. If we go back to the home screen, so you can close the software, resume, or you can do all sorts of look at the manual. I've currently got it, the controller in charge mode just because the battery was running out. But you do get a good few hours out of that before you even need to charge it. As I've neglected it. You get an internet browser, so you can use the internet. And this is something that's missing on the Switch. You don't have an internet browser on the Switch. Open and close curtains. Right, okay, so on the controller, it's giving me the options. So you can go Nintendo, Amiibo, Google. So we go on Google. And I mean, pretty much just, if you're stuck with a game, just go on there. And you can just do all sorts. As you can see, you've got Google come up. You've got another thing that's sort of pretty awesome, I think. If we close the software, you've actually got Netflix. So you've got Netflix on both screens. Let's open it. Let's have a quick. So you've got, you can't really see it, but you've got Netflix, right? And you can watch that on both screens. Oh, we're going to get out of this. It doesn't want to close. The front of the Wii U itself, as you can see there, it's got an SD slot to save, so you can put an SD card in there to increase the storage capacity. You can connect an external hard drive and use that as a storage facility. It's got 2 USB ports at the front. It does accept Wii discs, so it's backwards compatible with the existing Wii. But it's the eShop, I think, where it just stands out amongst the rest. You've just got golden oldies. You've got the Super Nintendo. You've got Game Boy Advance. You've got Nintendo DS. You've got Nintendo 64. You've got NES. Now, it ain't a whole library of games. It's a selection, but it's the best selection. The only thing missing is GameCube. And that's a bit annoying that it's not there. And 3DS, you can't have 3DS games, sadly. So here, I mean, it's all modern, and to be honest, this eShop for me is so much better than the current Switch eShop. It should look like this. It's it's well presented. I can see what I'm interested in straight away. It's all colourful, it's brilliant, everything's the right sizes. It just draws you in. It's a really good shop. They're your £20 games, you can grab them. To be honest, that's a pretty good deal on any of these. If you look at Super Mario Brothers U, that's 50 quid on Switch, same game. £20, download it now. You ain't going to get these prices on the Switch. Go back there. Game Boy Advance, you'll think that's a rubbish little machine. It's old, it's really old. But look, you've got plenty of Zeldas. You've got Zelda Minish Cap. You've got Marios, more Marios. You've got Kirby, Metroid. I mean, to be honest, some of these are probably ones I've missed or forgot about, and it might be worth going back and revisit them. They're only like £6 a game. Nintendo 64, they're about £9 a game, so that's a pretty good deal. DS is the same. I personally think the DS should be slightly cheaper than some of these others, but I mean, they're about £9 a game on the DS. The Wii games are, to be honest, they're overpriced, the Wii games, for me personally, because I know you can get them, you can just get them cheap elsewhere, you know, second-hand copies. But the store itself is really good. You've got YouTube, you've got Netflix. So the controller itself is very much like the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, the Nintendo Switch. You've got if you think of it as a Joy-Con, the Joy-Cons are this side, obviously, and this side. This is almost identical, except for the D-pads now, the D-pads buttons, and that the stick is further down here on the Switch. Difference is this one actually has a camera. You don't get a camera on the Switch. It's got a microphone built in. You don't have that on the Switch. There are things missing off the Switch, which is quite sad. I really like this. I really like the Wii U controller. If you look at it, it's quite comfortable. It's got indentations there, so you can really grab hold of it. Whereas the Switch it's just flat. And I just really like it. I like the feel of it all. It might feel chunky to some people, but I actually really like it, and it's much more. For me, it's more playable than the Switch controller. The Switch controller is quite small. It's more for tiny hands, I think, for more like little children's hands, to be honest. So, yeah, to sum up, me personally, I think it's well worth getting the Wii U. The fact that it's 2019 is irrelevant. The Switch currently has its flaws and misgivings. It's just not as capable as the Wii U in terms of the Nintendo library. If you want to be able to play all you old Nintendo games, and even some of the current Switch games, you know, the ones from the Wii U, such as Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, they're just so much cheaper on the Wii U right now. So you can get them for £20 where they're 50 quid on the Switch. You know, it's too expensive, the Switch right now, and I think the Wii U, just in this current climate, is the console to get from Nintendo. I think, you know, Switch later on, maybe when more games are on there, although there's a lot already. Maybe when there's more Nintendo first party games, the current ones might drop in price a bit and be a bit more reasonable, but at the moment it's just far too expensive. It's going to cost hundreds and hundreds of pounds just to gain any sort of library on that machine. And you're really just looking at like £10 a game on the Wii U. I mean, no other platform is offering that sort of quality for £10 a game. Yeah, I would grab one now while you can, because at the end of the day, I don't think many were sold. It was an undersold console compared to a lot of the other things like the 360 and the PS3. So there's only going to be so many in circulation. They're not making any more. So you're only going to be able to get Wii U consoles that someone has previously owned and sold. Eventually there's going to be no more left. So I personally think it's going to be a console that's going to be worth it. And I think in time it's going to be a very rare machine. So yeah, my advice would be grab one while you can.